I have some seedlings here. Seedlings that I planted and cultivated and nurtured in my greenhouse. With the onset of autumn, I was able to transplant them outdoors in a place I've carefully chosen for each one. The place is one where each of them will have the maximum opportunity for growth and fruitfulness. I have planted each one in close proximity to the source of her nourishment, the river of living water. I have a unique and special purpose for each of these trees, and even now, I can see them as the mature trees that they will be, established with deep roots, strong and green, fruitful and useful. They are the planting of the Lord, that they may one day be called trees of righteousness. The Lord will be glorified in and through them.
Whew. I am freezing. Why did he have to move me out here and transplant me? I love the greenhouse. It was so warm and cozy in there. Everything was controlled to suit me. The watering, the humidity, the temperature, and the feeding. I was in the midst of a growth spurt. And now, so abruptly thrust down here, exposed to the elements, I don't know if I can do it. Am I going to be able to make it out here? What's going to happen to me now?
Well, in my past, my root system was so wounded and abused. That's why I love the greenhouse. And that potting soil mixture I was in, my roots were surrounded by nutrients. It was like a healing balm to my tender roots. Now I feel like I've been left abandoned again. I feel very exposed and vulnerable out here. All I've ever felt is harsh cold.
You calling this cold? You must be from the south. This is just sweater weather for me. But this wind, I don't know if my back is strong enough to stand up to this wind. Where are we? In Chicago. Do I look like a White Sox fan to you? And what if there's a storm? There's no protection from the severe weather out here. I miss the big city. It's amazing how a few skyscrapers can provide shelter from the worst of the wind. I just adore a penthouse view.
In the mist from that river, I am going to catch a cold. Wind chills down here by the river must be 40 degrees. There must be something I can do to make this bearable for me. Where is that gardener anyways? Guess he expects us to think for ourselves. Out here, all right, no problem. I got my plans, I got my lucky clipboard with me.
And why would he uproot my whole family and move us to such an uncomfortable spot? I thought he loved us. I have all these little saplings growing in my base. I was already overwhelmed with the greenhouse. You have no idea what my day is like. I have no time to myself and so many worries and cares. No wonder I feel drained all the time. They're just sucking the sap out of me, these conditions. I'm just confused. It just doesn't make any sense out here.
Well, I feel so weak and helpless out here.
I know. It's not like we've got a strong trunk and branches and lots of leaves and fruit like her. It looks like she could probably handle anything.
Good morning, young trees. I want to welcome you to the neighborhood. I couldn't help but overhear your discussion, and I understand your concerns. I may seem strong and established, but it wasn't that long ago that I was just where you are now, immature and newly planted by this water.
Oh my, is that what lies in our future? No offense, but do you realize that you have a fruit salad growing up? The produce updo is so 1980.
Yeah, right. No way. There's no way I could see her ever being like us, or us ever being like her.
Oh, now be honest, young trees. Weren't your roots starting to be cramped in that greenhouse pot you were in? Your growing would have been stunted had you been left there. Here, in the great outdoors, you have room to grow and spread your roots. Here, you have no limitations.
The great outdoors, brewing and spreading. Is that what you call that look? Petition to get back in the greenhouse. I get allergic smelling hay.
No limitations. She thinks we all had an equal part start in life. I was abused and abandoned before I got to the greenhouse. She has no idea what side of the soil I was dug up from. I only knew where my poor tender roots had been and what they've been exposed to. I still have open wounds and scars that have never completely healed. I don't know if you've noticed the scar on this branch. But
Yes, we noticed.
Yeah, there's no hope of me growing as strong and as firm as her when these little ones are so demanding. I'll just be good to maintain and avoid the root rot.
Sure. You've probably been out here, I don't know, like 100 years. The world has so much more to offer, so many more beautiful and sophisticated locales. Have I mentioned how much I adore a penthouse view? Yes. I don't know how I'll make it out here, land spreading out so far and wide.
How did she survive out here for this long? I need to design a plan so that all my needs are met. If I just could come up with the perfect system and structure, I'll adjust the variables while keeping the control of the atmosphere. If I factor in the greenhouse effect to keep the growth formula constant, I know I can do it. Once I figure it out, maybe I can market it.
Well, I think you're just being modest, trying to make us feel good. I mean, you never looked like we look. Spindly trunks, this sorry excuse for foliage. We look pathetic out here.
Oh, no, it's true. I was young and weak and fearful and unsure when I was first planted. Maybe not quite as rude as some of you. But now I realize that this was the best place for me to grow tall and strong.
And wrinkled, don't forget wrinkled. And aside from the wrinkles, I still can't imagine getting as big and strong as you out here in all this obnoxious wind. Darling, I love you, but give me Park Avenue.
Young ones, it's not my thick trunk and branches that make me strong. It's not what you see, but what you don't see. My roots have grown deep and established me. I've drunk deeply from this river of living water and bask in the light of his love and grace. I've had years to grow in the knowledge of him and his ways.
Years and years and years.
As I was saying, I still have my struggles. It's time for you to put down your roots and become established here.
Goodbye, city life.
Well, easy for you to say. I have a feeling you led a pretty charmed life with all the obstacles that I've had to overcome.
Time? What is that? I don't have time to make my roots grow. I have to make sure all these little ones get their water first. I'll be lucky if I get their leftovers. If I just get enough to quench my thirst, I'll be good to go. And when I say go, I mean go. Speaking of which, we have piano lessons and soccer practice. Is that the dryer buzz I heard?
There is a lot we don't know here. Do you think we're going to get this water for free? Who's to say that water won't dry up and change course or something?
Wait a minute. Is anybody else concerned about the water? I mean, it could be contaminated.
That's my point. We don't know. I have to look out for number one, and I am going to make it. Don't get me wrong, I'm thankful to be out here, but doesn't she make this sound too easy to be true? I need more assurance than that. I need a perfect plan. I rely on myself to get it done. I'm glad I have a trusty tool. I can build what I need. Maybe I'll build a dam or recycle the water, even build a terrarium around me. I don't feel comfortable just trusting. I do not want to get this wrinkled, weathery, beaten on her. I got my baby smooth bark to perfect. Where's my Murphy oil?
Murphy's oil? Good luck with that. Where do you get that? Home Depot? What you need is the good stuff. What you need is the whole bark care system, starting with the cleanser and astringent. And don't forget, ladies, moisturizer is of the utmost importance when you're in the sun all day. We need SPF 500 minimum if the gardener is leaving us out here. Where is my oil of Olay wrinkle cream?
Is that your plan? That's not a plan. That's a spa treatment.
Don't knock the spot if you haven't tried it, and obviously you haven't. Would it kill you to pluck a bit here and there?
Bickering will get you nowhere. You're looking at the twig in her eye when you have a plank in your own. Listen to yourselves, complaining, arguing with one another. You all are letting weeds of discontent grow around you. If you don't deal with them, those weeds are going to take all the moisture and nutrients from the soil and leave you with nothing.
These weeds? Are you talking about these weeds? I don't call these weeds. Where I come from, we call this bling. Okay? I don't look like all you other trees out there. Obviously, you haven't seen what all the trees in New York and Paris are sporting this year. Accessorizing is the name of the game. And did you see this? This is a flower. These are the latest things. These weeds, as you call them, aren't hurting me or anyone else. They are accentuating the full-figuredness of my trunk.
These weeds, they are something familiar to me. Remember where I came from.
And these weeds, camouflage my spindly trunk. I'm very self-conscious about my trunk.
Yeah, these weeds, the kids love to play in those weeds. Hide and seek keeps them busy for hours.
All weeds are bad, young trees. When you allow weeds to grow among your roots, they fight you for the nutrients and the moisture in the soil. While they may be familiar, they are not something that you can hide behind. They hinder your growth and deceive you.
Oh yeah? Well, in the city, I can easily hire someone to take care of that kind of pesky weed problem. Don't you have a spa where I could have a weed waxing every few weeks?
Weed whacker. That's what I need. I'll take care of your weeds just like that.
Oh, you people are killing me! If I could only move, I'd whack you myself.
By the way, I really admire that fruit you have decorating your branches. Did you get it at the farmer's market?
Ooh, is someone heading to the market? I need diapers and wipes and juice boxes, and I think it's my week for snacks after soccer practice.
No.
Oh.
No one is going to the market. I was just talking about the fruit on her branches. I was asking where she got it.
Oh, well, never mind. I don't have time to worry about such things. If I'm lucky, I get to mist my leaves and brush my bark at dinner time. I don't have the luxury of worrying about my appearance as some people, but I sure could use some help with the marketing.
Oh, is there a fruit stand nearby? I love pineapples. Do you think I could get some pineapples? I know, I surely can't ever grow any.
No, young trees. Our fruit doesn't come from a farmer's market. Fruit doesn't hang on your branches. It grows as a result of abiding. You will all one day have fruit also, if you choose to abide. His plan is for you to have an abundance of fruit. Fruit growing needs lots of water, so that's why he planted you by the river of living water. Have patience. You're just getting established. This is just the beginning.
Hey everyone, look at her fruit and her leaves. Look at those huge melons. They look so round and ripe and perfect. Surely they aren't real.
They might be, don't call me Shirley. Well, if you only knew my past, I know I can never produce fruit like that or like that. I can never be as perfect as her. I don't have as much fruit as her. It's no hope for me.
Well, I'm not worried. I may not be in the greenhouse anymore, but I think I have figured out how to create my own greenhouse effect. Look, see, I'm well on my way of developing the exact formula I am going to need. I am going to use this formula and I am going to build a makeshift terrarium and assemble the greenhouse, and you guys just watch my fruit grow. I'll be just as perfect as her and playful as her.
Fresh crops, immature root systems. Good. A smorgasbord awaits me.
My saplings have had some time now to get acclimated to their new location. Even though they don't always see me, they have never been alone. I've been walking in the midst of them every day, making sure that they are provided for and have all that they need to grow strong. They have water, they have sun, they have fertile ground, and they have each other. But they also have choices to make. Sin and temptations are all around, and those weeds will seek to steal their nutrients. There is an enemy who seeks to find weaknesses where he can attack, and his purpose is to kill and destroy. My little trees can choose to put their roots down and drink deeply of the living water and truly abide in that which makes them strong and healthy, or they can choose to drink only when they're watered on Sunday. Through these winter months, I will need to add some trials and tribulations, some wind and storms, some heat and drought, to force them to recognize their need to trust me and put down deep roots. This is part of my perfect plan of growth. Without being tested, they will be lazy and weak.
Hey everyone. Looks like you're all getting good sun and water out here. How are you all doing? Oh. You really took care of yourself. You are blame. It really works for you.
It does, doesn't it?
Some bark, leaves, your branches, you're styling.
Thanks.
You need to get back to the big city.
I do.
What's it gonna time girl like you do in a place like this?
I have no idea.
Still, you need to get away from this place.
So true.
Oh, you bet. You said you're the only one who really knows the planets around here.
I like you.
Hello there. How's it going?
Stop it. I don't care if he touched you. This argument is driving me up the wall. I can't take this anymore. I need a day off. Ortho weed feed. Take me away. And what is the problem? Who are you?
Oh, wow. You have your branches full.
This is
You
true.
must be exhausted. How do you do it?
Without help.
And it doesn't look like you get a lot of help around here. You're giving up your own happiness for these saplings. If your gardener really cared, why would he have uprooted you and your family? Doesn't he understand the challenges you face?
Oh man, I don't think so. You are so right. Finally, somebody that understands my life.
Hey there. Okay. Does your bark always look like that?
Mean. Oh, my bark does look like it's drying out in the sun. Do you guys think my leaves are withering?
Yes, I said 500 minimum.
It's okay to me. Maybe not quite as good as everyone else, but I'm sure you're fine, just fine.
Well, if you think her bark looks bad, I can't imagine what you would say about mine. Already come to terms with the fact that my roots and barks and leaves will never be perfect. My past really took its toll, and I really can't change that.
Well, if the gardener really cared for you,
He does.
but you know, he's probably busy with other more important trees. Does he really love you? How could he? But don't worry, he'll probably get to you eventually.
Yeah, one of these days.
Don't tell the other trees, but you're my favorite.
Hey, get out of here. We don't need your input. You just come to kill and destroy trees anyway. These young trees don't need your disturbance right now. You're our enemy.
That's not true. Are you judging me? I'm just calling it as I see it. Who are you to say that I don't care about the welfare of these new trees?
Because you don't.
Of course I care about them.
No.
One of these lucky trees may one day provide me with my and my friends a comfy, cozy home and a place to establish my colony. You say destroy, I say renovate. I'll do that.
Hey guys, did she say a storm? I thought I felt a change in the wind. I don't think my roots can stand it.
No. I don't think I can stand another storm. I thought that being transplanted by the river of living water, it would mean no more storms. I still have storms from my fast. You're gonna handle another storm.
I'm not worried about that wind. I can deal with the wind by putting down some stakes and tying myself down. Bring it on!
A storm? This means more wind, doesn't it? I just got my foliage washed and set. I am so not interested in a storm right now. This is terrible timing. I have a big event coming up.
Oh, man. And the kids will have to stay in all day if the storm comes. And what will I do with them? My TV's on the brink. Oh, I might have to pull out the Play-Doh.
Calm down, young trees. We all have choices to make when storms approach. But if you tie your branches down, hide inside, and try to avoid it, your trunks won't have the opportunity to grow stronger and through the storm. There's a purpose to storms, you know.
What possible good purpose could there be to storms and wind? Did I mention that I hate wind?
Yeah.
I remember the big wind of '92. I was just a newly planted sap like yourself. My nickname back then was Twiggy. Oh, but it was a rough wind, and I was so afraid. But the gardener who began a good work in me was faithful, came alongside me, and was with me until it was over. Through his encouragement, my roots went deeper, my trunk grew stronger, and I wasn't afraid. I have a few scars, but I like to think of them as souvenirs. The gardener's aware of the storm approaching. Surely, we'll get through this together with his help.
I don't know what you guys are so worried about. Don't call me Shirley.
Who said that? I want to believe you. I really do. But those storm clouds are so big and black. I've never seen anything like that before, and it's really scary.
Yeah, that does look bad. I'm going to need to protect my little ones.
Man, I've seen some storms in my day. Maybe it'll be different this time. Now that I belong to the garden, he's the first one to care where or how I grow.
Well, I guess that's true. I'm going to try to be brave, too.
You go right ahead and be brave. I am going to stake myself down. Can anyone hand me some rope?
It's coming! Tucking time is over! Take cover! We need a storm shelter for protection. Or at the very least, a Saks Fifth Avenue to duck into.
Spring has arrived, and my trees have been through some storms and difficult times now. Some put out roots immediately, seeking the water and nutrients they needed. Others took a little while longer to realize that their only means of survival was to trust me and obey. The trials are making them strong. The next storm that comes will find them a bit stronger, a bit more prepared, but they have far to go.
Hey, I can't believe we all made it through. Hey, is everybody still standing?
Not all of us. And she is surely down for the count. No, I'm falling and I can't get up. Shirley.
Who said that? Could she have said that? Is she talking?
Well, no wonder she's down. Look, she had no roots at all. She looked like all of us, but she was just an imitation, I guess. Now I'm beginning to understand some of those trees I admired so much in the city. I have a feeling a storm would have toppled them too.
Well, I'm a little disappointed. My best laid out plan did not go out. And it's all that work.
Young trees, I'm so proud of you. You all persevered through the storm and made it through. Storms test and prove us, and when we rely on the unreliable, storms often will expose it. But also don't forget, the storms will also clear out the old and make room for the new growth.
Yeah, I can see that. Look, I lost a branch, but it was my scarred branch that was so causing me so much trouble.
Goodness.
accessories were weighing me down, and I didn't realize it. I mean, I know I looked good, but it wasn't necessarily good for me. I feel a freedom that I didn't realize was possible. Maybe that would do me a favor. How's my foliage look?
Young trees, storms can help us by eliminating those things in our lives, even good things, that will hold us back from pursuing the best that the gardener has for us.
Who knew that I wouldn't mind being plain, boring, unattractive, homely, you know, like you guys.
Well, I was so worried about my family. I thought we'd really be in trouble if the storm got bad, not to mention, I didn't get any sleep all night. We tried sleeping with 7 wild saplings. They were scared to death, but it was comforting to know that I wasn't alone. Knowing that all of you were nearby was a comfort, and I think even more than that, the branches that you provided literally protected all of us. I believe that out of everyone here, I didn't suffer any branch loss. So, thank you, ladies.
I see you have discovered a truth about being planted close to one another. Fellowship can give us strength and protection when we go through hard times. And when one's weak, another can lift him up. Look at how your new growth was protected during the storm. Another proof of a gardener's perfect plan in relocating you.
For optimum fruitfulness, my trees will require pruning so that their branches don't become spindly and unfruitful. Pruning will help them to maintain the right balance between growth and fruitfulness. Pruning and the discipline of training are not pleasant at the time, but they yield great benefit in the long run.
Oh, what's going on? I lost my scar branch in a storm, but the gardener just lopped off another perfectly healthy branch. Maybe I'm still paying the price for my past indiscretion. I remember Arbor Day. I thought the whole point was that the gardener would heal me, not cause more pain. Oh, I forgot my lines. I had so much pain.
Don't worry, girls. He knows what he's doing. It looks bad now, and maybe it's even painful. But he has a plan with the future and the hope. He is not punishing you. He's doing what needs to be done for healthy growth.
Ow! I felt something too. What is he doing? He's cutting back on my activities? How can that be healthy for me? Oh, well, maybe it means, he's going to give me some relief from this 24/7 and never-ending care for my saplings. I don't love them, I love them all. This could be a good thing. What? No more bingo for me? Oh my goodness, that was my time for me. That was what got me through the week. Why did you prune this from my life?
I know it doesn't always make sense, but sometimes the gardener has to take things away from us so that we can focus our time properly.
Ow! Hey, does anyone else feel a draft? I suddenly feel so naked and exposed. Don't look at me! I don't want you to see me like this. You cut the one branch I was really proud of.
You know what? That one branch you were so proud of was actually a sucker shoot.
Oh, what?
That one branch was keeping healthy nutrients from nourishing you completely. In the end, a sucker shoot will keep fruit from forming and maturing. That's not what you want, is it?
I guess not, but could I borrow some fig leaves from somebody? At least until I feel a little better about myself.
Hey, he got some of my branches, and that would have been perfectly good wood for some project I have planned. But the worst thing is, he snatched my clipboard.
I know it's hard, but look, you're still standing. That's what's important. You didn't need all that self-made structure to support and protect you. You were wasting time doing your own thing when his plans are the best.
Ow! Okay, enough's enough. The deep lignification was one thing, but now you're removing parts of my anatomy that I happen to be fond of. In fact, that particular branch made me look like Miley Cyrus. Should I say Hannah Montana? And now it's all gone.
We're all unique in our own way. If we want to look like someone, we should strive to be what the gardener wants us to be.
I mean, if that means plain and named and angled, it's working clearly. But I can see the good that's come out of my experience here so far. It's a good feeling to be free of some of those worldly trappings. I mean, it sure doesn't take much time to get ready these days.
This pruning hurts for the moment, and it's not about how you look. He doesn't want us to imitate the ungodly trees that live in all the orchards around us. He wants us to produce fruits in abundance, which will beautify you. Pruning is also basically about fruitfulness.
Speaking of fruit, what's that on your left leg?
What? Where? Hey! Hey guys! Look, it looks like, could this be a very tiny fruit? Hey! Hey, look, I have fruit!
Where? I don't see anything.
It's here, right here.
Wait,
I think it's a thing of faithfulness.
oh yeah, there is a growth.
It's not a growth, it's a fruit.
How could you have one before me? Wait, could it be? I have one too, and look, it's golden! And it fell off. It's natural thing, I'll tell you. That might be the someone of gentleness.
That's going to be hard to do again. Without my clipboard. It looks real.
It is really a pile of firewood. What I meant to say is I'm sure you'll have a nice little fruit one day on you.
Hey everyone, look at her.
Hey, what? Am I bleeding? Where?
No, look right there. You've got some fruit growing. It's really pretty.
Me? Where? You're right. I didn't think I'd ever be worthy of fruit. Praise the Lord, especially in bunches. I was hoping just to squeeze out a measly grape or two. And here I got a whole bunch of berries. And fell off.
Clearly we were pruned a little too much.
My bad.
Well, I've been listening to you gals. Yes, I had a few precious quiet moments to listen while my saplings nap. And I can't believe it, but I see a fruit blossom or two myself. Amazing. The relocation, the storm, the pruning, they've all worked together to help me see the forest in the midst of all the trees. It wasn't that my family kept me from growing. I think they gave me the opportunity to develop this fruit. Is this a pomegranate of peace? And is that a lemon of love? Look at where that branch was that your clipboard was. What is that?
I think that's just some calluses caused by my clipboard.
Wait, I think you're right. I believe these are some small fruits.
Yeah, in fact, it looks like it could be a guava of grace and the jujube of joy.
Hey everybody. Hey everybody, I have two. Happy days, happy days.
The gardener knew. He knew from before you were even planted here. He knew you and loved you and wanted to transform you according to his will. You will blossom and grow more and more as you continue to drink from the river of living water that he has provided. This is nothing compared to the harvest of fruit he longs for in your lives.
Hey guys, what about her? I mean, what's gonna happen to her? Surely we can't just leave her like that.
Would you guys stop calling me Shirley? My name's Laverne.
Young trees, that is what you call an artificial tree. She has no life in her branches, no living leaves, no root system, and certainly she will never produce fruit. The gardener did not plant her. While she resembled a tree, the best she could do was try to keep up appearances. But when the rains and the wind came, she fell flat.
I'm glad we have roots.
I shall not be moved. I shall not be moved, just like a tree planted by the water. I shall not be
young trees are maturing in spite of their struggles. Each of them has produced fruit in their season, and I'm always pleased to see fruit. While they are happy to see fruit appearing in their branches, they do not realize their great potential for fruit producing. My desire is to see them produce 100-fold. I never want them to be content at the level they are at, because I have amazing plans for their fruitfulness. And the fruitfulness is not something they control. It is the result of them continuing to abide by the river of living water, trusting in the Lord to work in them His will and His good pleasure. The fruit they produce will bless the multitudes, and the seeds of that fruit will multiply for generations to come. In this, the Lord will be glorified. Amen.